Hey guys, welcome to my channel, or welcome back if you've been here before. Today I'm going to be doing an order for Olivia, and it'll be my 2014 summer set. I will put the finished product up on the screen for what it's supposed to look like, and the sketch that she sent in. It wasn't really a sketch, but she wanted to change a few of the nails on the original set. As I said before, I wanted to show y'all my prep process, so let's just jump into everything. So I start off with buffing or filing the face of every press-on, of every tip. I really mainly make sure that I'm getting the sides, the bottom towards the cuticle area, and the tip. I kind of leave the middle untouched until I go in with my buffing block, which you'll see me do in a minute. And I'm just gonna kind of let the music play, let y'all watch me file and buff, and then I'll come back after everything's done. Once I go in with the buffing block after I use the file, I'll make sure that I kind of sand down the sides of the nail so that there is no parts of the nail that are kind of rough on the sides, because once you go to paint it, it'll just show all the imperfections from buffing the nail or filing the nail. Kind of rigid edges will show. So I just make sure that I go over the sides good with the buffing block to sand everything down. Once I get to the pinky nail on most of my orders, I'll take that off of the stands completely, because the stands are just kind of too big, and I'll put them on these little mini stands that are really tiny, so that I can make sure that I'm not painting onto the actual nail holder, because then you get the paint stuck to the nail holder and stuck to the nail, and then you have to do all this extra filing. So I just kind of make sure that I keep the pinky separate. Now I'm gonna go in with my base gel from American Creator, and this brush that I got off of Amazon that I kind of use for everything now. I knew I needed these kind of rounded brushes to go in and clean up some line work or things that I do for French tips and stuff, but I got it for that purpose, but now I use it for everything. So I'm using it for this because the brush for this base gel is just kind of a little messy. The base gel is kind of thick, and it just kind of runs everywhere if I use the brush that came with it. So that's the only reason I'm using this brush for this. It's just easier to apply the base gel for me. Also, once I get all of the base gel on all 10 of the nails, I will just let it sit for a second so that it can level itself out as it does, and then put it in the lamp, because as you can see, it's kind of streaky, but once you let it sit for a few seconds, the streaks will go away. Then you can put that in the lamp. I cure it for 60 seconds, take it out, and I'm using this as a base for the framework gel that I'm going to use on all of the nails. I just recently started doing this somewhere in the past 4 months. I switched to doing this because I was getting complaints about nails breaking, not just chipping, but splitting in some parts. And at the time, I wasn't really using any type of anything. I've never used acrylic. I think acrylic for press-ons is just too thick for me personally. Too thick and too heavy. I don't really like to do that, but I switched to using this framework gel because you can build it up however you want to. You can add a lot of product, you can add a thin layer. I kind of add a thin layer because I still don't think that I don't like my press-ons really thick, but this just gives it a little bit more thickness, but you can still kind of like bend the nail a little bit, like if you tried to, but it's definitely not as thin as the nail is without any framework gel. So that's what I've been doing. This is from American Creator. I use the almondine for all of my nude nails, and then I go over that with another nude polish. I don't just leave it with the framework gel. And then I also just started using the clear one that they have because I don't want to waste my almondine because I really like that one, and I use that a lot for like French tip nails and any nail that's going to have like a nude base. So using that for every nail and then covering it with color was just not doing it for me. I was like, I need a clear one that I can just put on and then put color on and not feel bad about wasting the product. So now I have a clear one, and I'm using the same brush that I used to apply the base gel to apply the framework gel. And then I'm gonna also let that self level and then cure for 60 seconds as well. This is pretty much how it looks after it's all leveled out. It's not thick at all. The place that I try to make it a little bit thicker is towards the cuticle, because like really all of the gel tips that I use kind of get thinner towards the cuticle, which makes sense. But I try to build it up to make it a little bit thicker because I'm pretty sure that's where some nails in the past were like cracking. After I'm done with the framework gel, I go in with acetone, wipe everything down, and then I buff it. Sometimes I honestly don't buff it, but today I did. So I buff it, and then I go in with my gel colors. And now for the next few minutes, I'm just going to be laying all of my base colors. So I'm going to be doing my nude gel. This one is from Gaoi 1716. This is a shade that I always use for everyone, unless you ask me like for a different shade, a darker shade, a pinker shade, whatever. Then I'm gonna go in with my white, this is my favorite white currently. It's from Benelisa. It's linked in my storefront, or you can just look up Benelisa white on Amazon. And I'm using that for the thumb, where my I Heart LA is gonna go. And I'll sometimes just use this on any, like as a base for anything that I'm gonna like use pigment paints or anything on, just so that they can come out brighter and more opaque. I think I even use this for the glitter nail, which that actually might be what I'm painting now. But yeah, use it on the glitter nail because I'll show y'all how I get like the thick glitter to like really show up on the nail later. But I go under that with the white. In a second, you're gonna see me start laying down the glitter gel. So this is my favorite glitter, and it's sad because I don't know, they probably discontinued it. I got it out of a like 30 pack of gel polishes like in 2020, but I've had it ever since. It's so glittery, like there's so much glitter in it. And the way you get all the glitter to come up is paint a layer, maybe 2 layers, and then get you a sponge. Paint the polish on the sponge, kind of squeeze it so that it absorbs like the liquid or the actual gel part of it, and then there will just be glitter left on the sponge. And then you can just dab that onto the nail. That way you just have like a good layer of just the glitter. And like I said, this glitter is so pretty, so it always comes out very sparkly in the end. And then sometimes like this time, I just went over it with another layer of the gel to just cover any patches that didn't get, fully covered with glitter. And that's it for this glitter nail. I just had to say something because I really love this polish. And if anybody knows a polish that looks like this, but it's like in a full bottle, I need that. Now we're finally getting to the pigment paints. So I use this for the denim nails. It's really simple. Like there's no rhyme or reason for this design. You just kind of get it on there. It's just supposed to look like blue jeans, like denim. Just get some lighter blue colors on there, paint, pat, and boom, you're done. I'm gonna use this also for a darker blue, like a blue shade that I didn't have for the pull nail. I'm gonna use that to go over that lighter blue to just make it the color that I want, but this way I don't have to add so many layers of gel polish. I'm also gonna use it for the leopard or cheetah print girl, I can't ever remember which one is which, but I think it's leopard. I mean, yeah, I think it's leopard, right? Anyway, use that to make the gradient for it, and then I'm gonna paint the actual print here in a second. But I'm also gonna use this for all of my ombre nails, and I just wanted to talk about it because I don't go in detail about it in a second. Like, now I'm just kind of doing it, but I do have a tutorial up on my Instagram if you want to see like how much paint to grab and like how you need to be holding the sponge or whatever. I just didn't want to talk about it in this video because that's like a whole separate thing. But I am using the Amy's Clients Paint and Pat palette, and this is how my ombre came out. Very simple, very easy, so much better than using the airbrush machine, especially for just like 2 nails. Like, the days of pulling out the airbrush machine for one singular nail out of 10 nails on a set are over. Now I'm doing my polka dots. This was one of the nails that she wanted to switch and change to in the inspo she sent. And also you can see how my glitter nail came out. It's very opaque, very sparkly, and this was all that we had to do on this hand, or on this nail. Very simple nail, thank God, because the rest of it was kind of took me a while, took me all day. And filming in general, like filming the making of a set, is for some reason so hard. I finally got my like the tripod that I use to kind of sit in a way that doesn't really get in my way too much, and it's still kind of a hassle, but we moved. Now I'm doing my water nail. This is like classic summer nail. I do this nail so much in the summer. You mix your blooming gel with some white polish. Really, it depends on like how bright you want the water to be, how much white polish you use. If you want it to kind of be like a faint ripple effect, then use less polish. If you want it, like if you want to really be able to tell that it's water, then use like more white polish. And then I go in with a top coat on the end of my small brush, and that's where the water effect comes in. I am gonna top coat this afterward because I'm gonna eventually paint over this, paint the words keep calm, and I liked that it had kind of like a shadow effect in the back. And in order to get that, you could paint it yourself, I guess, but if you want to take the easier route, just do a layer of top coat in between the water effect and the actual lettering, and then it'll kind of like have a shadow on its own, so it really looks like something that's floating in a pool. It's very cute. Anyway, this is my leopard print method. Very simple, just painting kind of messy dots everywhere, and then take your black polish and go in over it and do like 2 little C shapes on each side of every dot, and that's really it. I feel like this was so satisfying to watch, and it was kind of satisfying to paint too. It's probably like the easiest nail other than the polka dot nail. Also, this is, I think this would be an 8mm brush. I feel like I should say that. Usually I'm using a 12mm brush. If I'm using anything longer than that, it's for something very specific. Like I can't even think of a reason I would be using a brush longer than that, but sometimes I do. Just maybe like for like dramatic long lines, like if it's on, I don't know. I like the control of a 12mm brush. This is a 12mm again. Pulled it out to do the border around the leopard print nail. Now this is my favorite chrome metal gel, liner gel. This is from NDS, and it's their silver metal. I think it's literally just called silver metal gel, nail art gel, something like that. Anyway, use it to paint my stars for my denim nail, and I'm also going to use it to paint over the gold stars. I actually have like gold star charms that I use for this set that I'm about to glue on, but they're gold and I don't have any in silver, so I just paint over them with the silver paint. That's why it's good to have like a silver and a gold paint and not a chrome, because if I didn't have the paints, I probably would have like been dramatic and painted them with chrome. Like I would have put them on a stand and actually painted them black with a liner gel and then went over it with chrome and then top coated it and all of this, and it would have been a mess and it would have took forever. But since I have the paints, I don't have to do all of that. Now I'm using these stones that I also, of course, from Amazon. I'll link them in my storefront because I don't think they're in there, but they're like the most basic, you know, you can probably find them if you just look them up. It's the most basic nail art. But glue those on. I'm using Crazy Top. That's what I use for my rhinestones and everything. And then I always paint over the stones with more Crazy Top. Just make sure it doesn't look bulky, but you'll see me paint over it in a second. But yeah, paint over it and then cure it and then top coat. I'm like a Crazy Top or just like a rhinestone glue over the charm truther. Like I will always do that. I see some videos of people and they're like, I don't paint over. I get it for like Swarovski crystals, like the ones that are really like, it's so many dimensions to it, and once you paint over it, it loses like that, like the bluntness of it goes away. I get it for those. But for like these cheaper rhinestones, I don't know, I'm like, they kind of keep their shape. I don't really think you can. And I also don't know how people don't do that. Like, do they not fall off with just top coat? I don't know. I haven't tried it, so I don't know, because I was always scared. I was always scared of them falling off, so I never even tried. Onto the, I feel like I was just really loud. Anyway, onto the Union Jack flag. So for this, I feel like maybe someone would ask or wonder if I'm using like a regular gel, and I am. I kind of would recommend you use a thicker like nail art gel just so that the color is more vibrant. I feel like it would be more vibrant if I use something from like my MPA palette or something. But I don't know, red kind of tones down anyway once you put it in the lamp, like regardless of what it is. But if you went over this, I always go, when I do this design, I'll paint over it twice. I'll paint over my red lines twice, my white lines twice. But if you're using a certain thick red gel, I feel like it would probably show up more vibrant. But I could not be bothered to use a thick gel for this. Like, the nail is too big. It's not big, but it's just like a big space to cover with a thick gel like that. Like, I would be dragging my brush, and so I just used a regular gel, a thinner gel, because it was gonna go by quicker. This white gel is also still my Venalisa gel. I almost pulled out the multi-liner, but the thing about the multi-liner, it's also really thick. I don't know what it is. Mine, like the multi-liner that I have from, I think it's the brand More. They have a white one and a black one. The black one is a little bit thinner than the white one. The white one almost is like the consistency of, if you have Amy's clients, her like gel palette, it's kind of like the consistency of that, which means that it's like way thicker, or like way, like you really have to drag your brush when you use it. And then on top of that, if you try to go in and clean up a mistake, it kind of just drags, like it smears or smudges like a pigment paint would do, you know. The black liner is a little bit thinner. I feel like I have more control with it. The white one just kind of sits there. I'm like, this is not helping me at all. So yeah, I use just a regular white polish again for the lines on the Union Jack flag, and to make them more opaque, I just went over them a second time, which is kind of a hassle, I guess, but I don't know, I like painting this nail. Like, this design is really fun to paint to me. I don't really have much to say for this nail other than I think this nail is fun to paint too. Like, I actually really like painting these palm trees. It's very easy. I can't really explain it or describe it in words, but if you see what I'm doing, girl, do it yourself. Like, it's very easy. I know when I first tried to do it, I was like, it's not gonna look good because it's not gonna look realistic, or it's not gonna look like, but it really does. Like, once you get the gradient in the back and then just start painting the tree, like, once you start getting the leaves on there, it really does start to look like a palm tree, like the shadow of a palm tree. It's very cute. Because you're about to see me doing a lot of lettering, I wanted to again reiterate what palette I'm using. So I'm using the MPA palette, and I'm going to use the black, and I'm going to use one of the hot pink colors in there for the Keep Calm letters that you'll see me paint in a minute. I'm using the red from there. All of this is MPA palette. It's like perfect for this type of lettering. Like the letters that are this big, anything smaller than what you see me paint in this video, I probably would use like the multi-liner. But for these letters that are really like chunky and big, this is perfect. Like, it's the perfect consistency to actually be able to work the brush and the letters in the way that you want to work them. Now I'm sculpting the Union Jack heart charm. So I do make this charm, and it's pretty easy. Whenever I use 3D gel, I'm putting cuticle oil on top of my gloves that I'm using to sculpt it, and a little bit on the silicone tool as well. Not too much, or else it'll just be slipping and sliding around the paper. If you have a Rollo machine, then you know, like, the labels that come with it. That's what I'm using to actually sculpt the charm on. So I have it on top of there, that way that it's laying flat, and then I can just pick it up and put it on top of the nail, and it'll be like a flat back charm. The gel that I'm using is from Novo Ovo. I had to think for a second. Anyway, yes, it's from Novo Ovo. I think I have a code. It's probably in my link tree if I do have one. And now I'm painting over the charm, doing my Union Jack thing. This time when I painted it, I was kind of like, wait, how did I paint that the first time I did it? Because I was like, this is really small. But we got it. Then I make sure to top coat it on its own so that it can really look like what I have to, like, find the inspo pic, because what even is this? It's like a magnet, or I don't even know what it is, but it looks exactly like it, just like a really miniature version. I think it's maybe a necklace in the inspo pic that I've used for this, I think. Anyway, put that on there. I don't go over this with rhinestone gel though. I don't top it with rhinestone gel. I just put it on there, top coat it. I'm like, I think it'll be fine. As for top coat, I'm using the Galway top coat. This is my first time using it, and I really like it. I haven't worn it, so I don't really know about all of that, but just the glossiness, like, it looks so good and glossy and like thick, kind of. I don't know, I really like how it looks. This is the final product for my 2014 summer set. Thank you to Olivia for ordering this set, and I hope you enjoy them if you see this video for whatever reason. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and please subscribe to this channel. And if you're ever interested in ordering press-on nails from me, you can order at theenailfactory.com. That's pretty much it for today. Thank y'all for watching again, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye.